But when that sky gets dark, baby, and you know you surrounded by all that water and carrying, I can't even imagine. But anyway. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 16. Child, I know it's a little bit noisy, but listen, it's nice outside, and I came outside. I decided to come outside for a change, child. I was so tired of snow, I didn't know what to do. But speaking of, a lot of weather stuff. In this episode, down there, this is episode 16, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Child, the hurricane came through, and baby, it was, child, I got scared for them. And like I said, as beautiful as the weather was when I was in New Orleans, it's just that flip. Because I've actually seen, I told you guys before, one of my favorite documentaries is actually when the levees broke, which is by Spike Lee, and it actually kind of covers Katrina and all that. It is really something to see because it's actual footage. So, I can't even imagine. But anyway, let's go on to this. So they had a surprise. Drew has set up this whole surprise. Child, she got Big Frida. So Big Frida they're having booty popping potatoes with Big Frida. Big Frida actually did like a cooking class with them. Y'all know I love Big Frida. So we seen Big Frida. They all got together. She taught them how to make the dish, and they all actually had to make the dish. And then they sat down and they dined together. It was like a whole fellowship and thing. It was really, really cute. Baby, it's something that I would have loved to have done. I would love to have a cooking class and sit with, you already know, Miss Big Frida. Yes, God, honey, that would be fabulous. But these heifers got down to the table and got to arguing. And folks who are in the business, such as like Candy was embarrassed. Candy was embarrassed. And I could imagine. I mean, Candy's part of the music business. And just period, you know, shit, Big Frida is New Orleans. And here y'all, this is what y'all got going on, a mess. But Frida was like, cool, whatever, child. He knows how girls do, honey. He's like, whatever. Anyway, Marlo and Candy and Kenya actually had a little chat. And it's this whole thing, you know, is it the truth or is it a lie? We're still on this Bolo stuff. And it's like, Marlo, like, come on. Then they come back to the table. Marlo busts it out, and she's like, hypothetically, she asked Frida, what would you do if, you know, you had a girlfriend that told you she didn't do something, and the other girlfriend said that she did? Frida said, listen, I don't like confrontation. I would just leave it alone. Like, I would leave it alone. You know what I mean? And Portia, baby, wasn't going for it. Portia said, listen, let's stop playing games, honey. You talking about me. You're talking about me. Candy had interrupted and told Marlo, she's like, come on, Marlo, like, you're inserting yourself into something that really didn't have anything to do with you, actually. Child, Marlo done called the girls motherfuckers and then ended up walking off, child. I said, Lord have mercy, a mess. Like, she just created a whole kerfuffle where this really wasn't a time or the place. It really, really wasn't. And there was a part that they actually, they put it in there strangely because they kind of flashed away. We just start seeing like shots of Big Frida kind of just looking, and then we seen Big Frida actually leave the table like, child, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and handle that. I don't want to be a part of that. And went on. I was like, child, that is embarrassing. When Big Frida got up and walked away from the table, I was like, yeah, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. But they go ahead, they're going through all that. Then Kenya and Portia, anyway, start to get into it. And Portia, I said Portia won this round. Because Portia gave her, she just started laughing. She didn't get, you know, usually she get all bent out of shape and stuff. She jumped up and she said, you know what, whatever. Whatever you say, Kenya, I did it. I did it all. I screwed the man that made the pig. I screwed Bolo, this, that, and the other. She told her, she called her a bitch, and she's like, don't call me a bitch. She said, but you are a bitch. So I was like, Lord, honey, it was getting ugly. It was getting ugly. I was like, okay. Kenya tried to play the game of she was embarrassed. Embarrassed for what? You started all this mess, and you keep it going. You know, between you and Marlo, y'all just keep it going. So you ain't embarrassed. Stop playing. Anyway, after that, Candy and Marlo end up having a conversation about this whole thing. And Marlo's like, I don't want to have fake friends. I don't want to be friends with a liar, you know. And Candy's like, but Marlo, I'm not getting this. I'm really not getting this. It does. What does it matter if she actually did do it? And this is the truth. She ain't even with Dennis. And everybody knows she's not with Dennis. So it doesn't even make a difference if she did. So what? Look, I'm going to tell you, I can't blame her if she did. If she didn't, I would be more disappointed with her if she didn't. I would have. Child, y'all seen Bolo? Child. Portia, if I found out that you didn't, girl, I'm going to be upset with you, honey. If you didn't, you should have. If you did, bravo. Bravo, girl. Do it again. Do it again when you catch him again, girl. Do it again. Anyway. And Candy, you know how Candy is. Candy gonna say, Marlo, it ain't your pussy. I said, oh, Candy, really? That's why I knew Candy had heard enough of it. She's heard enough of it. And then she says, but Candy, now tell the truth. When you were friends with Portia in the past, has she lied? And I was like, Candy, leave that alone. Walk away from that. I see where that's going. Leave it alone. Candy was like, well, in the past, yes, she has told lies. I was like, oh, Jesus. I said, we're going to revisit that again, child. We're going to hear of that again when it comes time for the reunion. Just watch. Just wait and see. We're going to hear this again. Anyway, later on, we end up seeing, it's the next day, actually. We see LaToya and Kenya are actually talking. We found out Portia done left. Portia told LaToya she was leaving. She left. And they were laughing at Shamia. The two of them were laughing at Shamia because here, naturally, Shamia is Portia's guest, and she left Shamia there. You know, but Shamia is her own woman. Shamia actually has her own friendship with the other lady, so it really was no big deal. But, I mean, you know, it was what it was. And then they were upset with Candy. Candy got upset with Candy because Candy was actually leaving as well. So she got upset with Candy. Here, Candy... That's when we start seeing like that the weather had actually got kind of funky, and Candy told him flat out, she's like, she left to avoid the storm. She said she can't afford to get stuck because she got like call times for her acting gig, so she couldn't afford to be, stuck like that. Cynthia was over there tripping, talking about, that Portia left. She's like, I can't believe she left. She's like, girl, yeah, she left. Her and Drew. Like, girl, she left. It is what it is. Marlo, Cynthia, and Kenya had actually gotten together, and they were talking. And Marlo said, she's like, I just don't care anymore. I really don't. I don't care anymore. I'm just saying. And they're like, well, girl, but you called us bitches, too. Like, girl, you really did. You called us bitches. Like, girl, well, she was out of order. All of it was out of order. I don't even know why she was blowing up like that. Something was going on. Something else had to be going on with Marlo that's not being said, because it was the behavior was just so erratic. It was really weird. So I'm thinking something else had to be going on with Marlo too. But I don't think that was all just her clout chasing. I think she was going through something else. Something else was going on with that. Anyway, with the hurricane, child, listen, the hotel lost lights. It was the middle of the day. It was dark as hell. It was dark as hell. It was raining like in sheets. And the clouds were just so dark. I was like, oh, God, I don't know how y'all get used to that. I don't know how y'all get used to that like that. That is crazy. It was something else. Kenya's goofy behind. She sitting down there talking about, well, as pertains to trips, I won when it comes to the trips. Sorry, Drew. That's petty. And the thing is, Drew didn't bring the hurricane, so no, really you didn't. Your trip was actually boring. I still say that Drew won for trips. Child, it was in New Orleans. They did go out. They did have a good time. They had a good time at the hotel, and they had the whole surprise with Big Frida. No, Kenya, you didn't even have food to feed the girls, so you didn't actually win on the trip, sister. You didn't win. No, you didn't. Anyway, moving on. Then we actually get to see... after everybody's back home and everything, we see Candy. Candy's on set, and she actually got to meet Clifton Powell. So that was a big deal. He was giving her some some good acting pointers and stuff like that. So I was really happy for her. I thought that was really cool. Portia and Cynthia, once they got home, they are actually collaborating and using Cynthia's using her platform, her social media platform, to actually help with some suffering Black-owned businesses and their struggle throughout the pandemic. So she's lending her platform to that. She's like running a little mission for that. So that was cool. Child, they had did like 52 takes. I said, child, you got dumb and dumberer, honey. Sit up here trying to do this video. I was like, Lord have mercy, honey. Take 101, honey. It was a mess. Anyway, Candy finally, we ended at the fact that Candy is finally opening up Blaze. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful place. It looks really, really nice. We didn't really get all the way into it, but we did see that the OLG was there, honey. They was all there, honey. Bertha and Aunt Nora and Mama Joyce were there. I said, and we went, you know, we went out there. It was closing up. Drew, what is that outfit? Everybody was looking real nice. Child, Drew, that thing just can't get it right. She has some bad outfit choices this season. And them pants with that, the middle part was shredded. They were just horrible. They looked cheap. They did look cheap, and they looked very, I don't know. It was just, those weren't for me. Those were bad. Those were bad. And the thing was, that good old Marlo showed up to Blaze acting like nothing had happened. I said, girl, now you know good and well. And I'm taking it that they haven't seen Marlo since they left New Orleans. But she acted just like ain't nothing happened. I said, oh, and then it went to be continued. I said, oh, some stuff is getting ready to pop off, child. And the OLG is there, baby. I can't wait to see. Anyway, I'll catch y'all next week.